Communication. In Communication Basics, we showed you how you can communicate by text and voice. Here, we will learn a little bit more about communication. In real life, the closer you are to someone, the louder his or her voice gets. The same is true in Second Life. The closer you get to somebody, the louder their voice sounds. You can either zoom in to the avatar or walk towards them. So here, for example, I could just simply walk towards them or zoom in using the Alt key, clicking on them and scrolling forward. You want to test your limits of voice and use camera controls to be able to raise the volume on somebody. Chat options. In your preferences, so on the top menu, select Avatar or Me, depending on the client you're using, and then select Preferences. You want to go to the Chat tab to see the different options of what you can change. You can change the font size. You can determine who can instant message you. You can set IMs to be sent to email if you're offline, and more. So you can see here, I can make my font size bigger, for example. You see all these options you can play with, and for example, the email me IMs when I'm offline, and I can select that. And with the Firestorm viewer, you're gonna notice you actually have a lot more options that you can choose. So it's up to you what you want to change. Just look through them and then see if you like to change them. And by the way, something that you need to be aware of, these changes are only set to the computer that you're currently using. So if you have two different computers and you change the settings for one, you will still have to change the settings for the other if you like what settings you've set. Once you've changed the settings, go ahead and select Apply to take effect. And so I'm going to go ahead and select Medium and Apply and OK. Alright, so things to know about Chat and IM. Text, Chat, and IM are available during the same login. But if you log out and come back in, it is deleted. So these messages that you type, they're going to stay in your chat history. So if I want to look at the nearby chat history, I see them here. But once I log out and log back in, I'm not going to see them again. But the good thing is that they are stored in your computer locally. However, if you are using the computer labs, of course, those are not going to be stored. They get erased right when you log out. So how do I know if I'm using my personal machine where my chats are being saved to? Well, that's easy. We're going to go back to our Preferences window. Click on Avatar, Preferences, and then what you're going to do, depending on what client you're using, for Second Life, you're going to select the Chat tab. But for Firestorm, you're going to actually go to Network and Cache. So here it's going to be Conversation Logs and Transcripts Location. And so I can copy this address so I can get a better view of what's all in there. I can actually open it. And then I can see all the different logs that I have. And they are organized. If they're for IMs, they're organized by username. For chat logs, they're organized by date, and so it would be here under logs. So IMs are better organized than regular chat logs. Once you're done, you can go ahead and click OK. By the way, you'll notice that you'll be able to change the chat log locations. If you're using your personal machine and you want to set it to your desktop, you can. And just set it and then click Apply. And this concludes the communication tutorial.